Well, the Browns are definitely going all in ish. We'll see how they do after this, but yeah, that's a pretty big trade. All right, welcome back to Browns Breakdowns. Today we'll be talking about the Browns, obviously, and the Browns' recent trade and Deshaun Watson. Now, the first big thing I think we need to, first of all, proud partners of Fanatical Elves Network and Fans First Sports Network, as usual. But so the Browns recently, it's pretty recent news, not terribly old. Let me see if I can find how long ago. Oh, gosh, dang it. Let's see. It was about a day ago, so it's not terribly long ago that the Browns traded for Jerry Jeudy. Now, the trade for Jerry Jeudy, I personally feel like is a very, very good trade in my opinion, because he was a first-round pick. He's not exactly the best ever, but he's only 24 years old right now, so he's still quite young. He'll be 25 at the end of the season, but he's only 24 right now, so he's very, very, very young. And he's a good player. Like, let me pull up his stats. I probably should have pulled these up a little earlier. Oh crap! I suck at typing right now for some reason. Jerry Jeudy's stats. Last year he had 800 yards, well, not 758 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And then in 2022 he had almost 1,000 yards with 6 touchdowns. He was not very good in 2021, but in 2020 he had 850 yards and 3 touchdowns. So he's a very good player. Well, he's a good player. He just hasn't had a good system around him. He hasn't had a good running back. He hasn't had a good coach. He hasn't had a very good quarterback. He's just not exactly been in a good. He's just not been in a good situation, and I think that's an important piece to this whole thing, is that he just wasn't in a very good situation, so he hasn't performed as well. Now, what does this mean for the future of the Browns? Not even the future. What does this mean for the Browns? This means that you can expect no wide receiver to be taken in the draft, because we already have Amari Cooper. It'll be Amari Cooper. It'll be Elijah Moore. It'll be Jerry Jeudy. It'll be Cedric Tillman, and then whoever our 5 is. So maybe we draft a wide receiver in like the 7th, maybe, but I don't see it happening. I think we'll focus on other points. And then the trade was Jerry Jeudy for a 5th and a 6th, and so we won the trade easily. Like, that wasn't even. It's not even like a. It's not even. Oh God, what's a good word? It's not even fair to say that the Broncos won this trade. This was easily a win by us. And it's funny because the Browns' top 3 wide receivers are all wide receivers we took from other teams. Amari Cooper from the Cowboys, Elijah Moore from the Jets, Jerry Jeudy from the Broncos. So it's like, we're just the wide receiver dump. Like, if you don't really want your wide receiver, just send it to the Browns, because we'll take them for what, 2/5, a 6th, and a 2nd total, or like a little bit more. It's just a good trade. I'm pretty excited about it. I think the Browns definitely needed another wide receiver, and we all knew Jerry Jeudy was going to go somewhere, because he's been rumored to come to the Browns. I think he was rumored to come to the Browns last year, and then he was rumored to come to the Browns this year at the trade deadline, and then before the trade deadline, and then now he's eventually finally come. But we kind of expected him to, or at least I did, to eventually show up and end up as a Brown. But it's just nice to see that the Browns are still doing trades and stuff, making sure they're trying to build a better team. This will definitely reshape the draft. It'll make it much more interesting to see what the draft looks like, and how it's going to work. But yeah, just an awesome trade. And then the future of Deshaun Watson also hinges on this trade too. I think that's an important piece. I'm probably going to write an article about that when I'm done with this when I'm done with this podcast. This is a very Deshaun Watson trade. That sounds weird. This is a very Deshaun Watson boosting trade because it's a wide receiver, which is what Deshaun Watson is going to throw to. And so it's just going to be interesting to see how this is basically the Browns saying, Deshaun, we are clearly going all in for you, and if you are unable to succeed, we are going to be done with you, because we're giving him all the tools. He's got Nick Chubb, who's most likely coming back pretty early. He's going to be he's got Nick Chubb, David Njoku, Amari Cooper, Elijah Moore, Cedric Tillman, a pretty decent offensive line. If we can just improve it a little, we'll have a good offensive line. DeJuan Jones, he didn't even play the whole season, so he's going to be coming back. We're probably going to be drafting people in the offensive line in the draft, and then he's got the best defense in the league, or at least one of the top 3 defenses in the league behind him, stopping the other team. I mean, this is the perfect team right now. This is the perfect team, in my opinion. You got a great defense, and defense wins championships. As they've said, you got a great defense. You've got a great defense, a pretty decent offensive line, a great running back, a great tight end, and a great wide receiver core. Literally, this is our season, in my opinion. If Deshaun Watson can actually produce and can actually play decently, I think this is going to be our season to win everything, win the division, win the AFC, and maybe even win the Super Bowl. We still have to go through the Chiefs. We still have to go through whoever's on the NFC side. Still probably have to go through the Ravens. They're going to be good. The Bills are still going to be decent. They're still okay. Maybe not. You never know. The Bills might just collapse. I mean, they've gotten rid of a lot of people. The AFC is about as wide open as it's going to be. The Jets, maybe, who knows? But there's only about 4 contenders on the AFC side. I mean, you got the Chiefs. I'm not even going to put the Dolphins, maybe, but the Chiefs, the Dolphins, and in my opinion, the Browns, and then the Texans. But there's not very many teams that are going to be able to compete with this team. So I think this is going to be massive. But I'm going to talk about Deshaun Watson a little bit more. But first, we got some advertisements. So sit tight, relax as I play some ads. All right, welcome everyone. Back to Browns breakdowns. As it says in the title card, I like playing with them. They're really fun to see. Anyway, trying not to get distracted. We were just talking about Deshaun Watson and how good this team looks, as it has basically everything. But Deshaun Watson's future, this is his year in terms of make or break. This is literally the definition of a make or break year. If he sucks, he's gone. He has the best team possible around him. This is easily the best team he's ever had. Great wide receivers, great tight end, great half-decent offensive line, maybe decent offensive line. We'll see if they improve over the draft and free agency. And then you got the great defense. If he is unable to succeed, I think this is it, because he has the best team he's ever had on his right now. This is the best team he's ever had, and I feel like this is either his make or break year. If he sucks, he's gone. If he's good, he stays. And then it's just going to be a big year for him, because especially if Joe Flacco returns, we don't know how he's going to do. He might perform great again and be like stinking MVP. I don't know. It's just not. This is not his year to play bad. Because if he does play bad, he has the best team around him. It's it for him. I don't think he's going to play another snap for the Browns, and maybe in the entire NFL. I don't know. He might. I think the teams will take him, but this will be his final snap with the Browns if he's unable to play and perform very well, or at least just average. If he's just able to be, and he's been good before. We've seen him be good for the Browns, right? We've seen him be good. We've seen him being pretty good. He has everything down. He just isn't performing well. And so if he's able to perform at just a just an okay quarterback, right? He's just 3,500 yards, 30 touchdowns, and 15 interceptions, right? I'm just throwing out a number here. if he's able to just be good and not great, not bad, not amazing, just good, just a run of the mill, top 10, like 10 through 15 quarterback, I think the Browns can win the Super Bowl. Honestly, I think the Browns are right now one of the best teams in the league. It just relies on Deshaun Watson, which sucks because the quarterback literally can make or break your season. If you don't have a good quarterback, you might as well just not even play the season. You're not winning the Super Bowl. The only times people with bad quarterbacks have won the Super Bowl is basically never. It's just Super Bowl is literally required, at least in today's game, to win the Super Bowl. Without a quarterback, you just can't win the Super Bowl. And the AFC isn't easy. We still have the Chiefs to deal with. We still have the Dolphins. We still have all these people we have to deal with before we can actually make it. It's just not. This is either his make or break season. If he fails to perform, it's over. And I don't think they're going to give him a fourth or third chance now. Now, if he's injured, it's kind of a 50-50. Like if he gets hurt again, right? Tears his ACL. I don't know. If he gets hurt again, I think he'll play one more season, and that's it. I think injury is going to be the only thing that saves him, other than playing good. But man, I don't know. This is just really big for the Browns. Really big for Deshaun Watson. It just sucks to have our entire season hinge on our quarterback. But that's the place we're in, and there's not a whole lot we can really do about it, other than just hope that we're able to perform, and that Deshaun Watson is actually able to play decently. So now I'm just gonna throw out some random news. Jerry Jeudy traded. Cortland Sutton not happy. Let's see. Well, I guess we could talk about free agency. It's going to be interesting what free agency looks like because we have a lot of people we need to re-sign. Zadarius Smith, Sion Taki. We're not going to get everyone back. That's just not going to happen. I think this team is going to lose some players but gain some players through draft and free agency. It just is interesting to see if we'll be able to sign everyone and how many people we're going to let walk. I think Zadarius Smith, I think we definitely want to re-sign him. I think there's some we need a D tackle and a linebacker. Oh, voice crack. Excuse me. We need a D tackle and a linebacker. I mean, if I don't think it'll happen, but if what's his name? T'Vondre Sweat falls to us, that would be absolutely insane. It won't, because T'Vondre Sweat is going in the first round without a doubt. He's insanely good. If Byron Jones falls, if the other Texas D tackle falls, that'd be great. We need a linebacker and a D tackle, and then hopefully one more. I hope we get 2 D tackles, in my opinion. I think I'm saying my opinion. We need 2 D tackles, I think. Whether that's from the draft or free agency or whatever, we need 2. And other than that, I mean, maybe a little bit of safety helps, or secondary help, just to, like a veteran minimum, like a 34-year-old who's just kind of here. He's not good. He's just there. Put him in like the 3 spot and just have him mentor everybody. Be the anchor, be like the mental anchor, because Myles Garrett is obviously the field anchor. He's the guy. He's the leader. But have someone who can talk to these younger players. If we draft some people, be like, hey, do this, do this, do this. You gotta deal with this. It's okay if this happens. Blah 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 blah. Just kind of a mentor, because I do think that is an underappreciated thing in the NFL, is having a mentor for your team. I think having a veteran minimum guy who's just been there for 10, 12 years. He's learned the game. He's perfected the game. He is the game at this point, and he is the perfect mentor for all of these players going into the future. I think the same thing for Joe Flacco. I think if Joe Flacco comes back, though there is going to be a market for him now because he did perform so well, I think if Joe Flacco comes back, he needs to talk with some of these younger offensive players too, and just tell them about the game and just be a mentor. But that's about it. I don't have much more to say, so we're going to kind of just end the podcast here. just kind of finish it all up. So that's about it. I love you all. Go Browns. Like I said, 13 wins, Super Bowl champions. I don't know. I'm just kind of yapping at this point. But I love you all, and I will talk to you guys on the 23rd, most likely. I had to postpone it one day just because we were busy, and then obviously we had family over on the second. But the 23rd should have a podcast. So wait, the 23rd. Hold on. No. Wait, what? That's a long time. The 16th. The 16th is when a podcast will come out. The 16th. I'm sorry, I just got my dates all mixed up. I love you all, and I will talk to you guys in the next episode. Peace.